You are now listening to the Blind and Ginger podcast.
Dude, did you see? I purposely didn't look this up because I wanted to ask you about it.
Okay.
Conor McGregor tackling the Miami Heat.
Oh, bro, I know all about it.
Yeah. Can you fill me in?
So it was at Game 4 in Miami of the NBA playoffs.
Finals. NBA finals.
Of the finals.
Yeah.
Is the final not the playoff?
No, so they got the playoffs is 3 rounds.
Okay.
So you only play within your conference in the playoffs.
Right.
And then the finals is the winner of the West versus the winner of the
But don't
East.
they call the finals the playoffs?
Nah, the
Oh,
finals
no.
are the finals.
Oh, okay. So McGregor was did some court appearance like at halftime or something, and actually having some inside info with someone at the game.
Okay.
Fucking John Bernard Caruso was there. JBK.
Oh, true. Did
He
you
was
ask
there.
him?
I asked him about it. He said McGregor was getting booze, which is it's fucking hilarious. So McGregor, there was I think it was the Miami Heat mascot. He was supposed to do a skit with him, and he clocked him in the head. Like you could clearly see above where the actual person in the suit's head was.
Yeah.
Like you could see it, their mascot head kind of fold.
Okay.
So he was punching through nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Then the mascot falls down on the ground, and then he's an MMA fighter. He can't help himself. He's got to punch the cunt on the ground. He's got to make sure he's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, instinct kicked in.
Yeah. So he fucking, bends down in an athletic position and throws that fucking money-making left hand at the actual cunt's. You could see it like, oh shit, he collided with the fucking mascot's actual face, like the person in the actual suit's face, and the guy in the mascot like curls over in reaction to getting hit.
Oh my
And McGregor
God.
even did the full like
cocked back his
full
fucking
just
wrist.
beautiful like ready to throw another one, and he full backed out, maintained distance. You can't. He cares no off switch.
Dude, those mascots are paid like $55 an hour too.
No, they're paid a lot in the NBA. I hear they make like $500,000 a season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they do crazy shit. And that guy, the mascot said he was put in hospital. Legit, like a day or two later. But he said they said he's doing all right.
So the mascot for that McGregor bout was paid less than an actual UFC fighter gets.
No, paid more. UFC fighters get fuck all, bro.
Really?
They get that's the biggest point of contention. I would say the biggest criticism about the UFC that's brought up constantly is fighter pay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Well, it's so shit because if you think about it, like every other sport is like, say, take the NBA, right? Miami Heat, they're an organization, okay? They pay Jimmy Butler however much. I don't know what the fucking figures is. Let's say it's $20 million a year. He pays the Miami Heat pay Jimmy Butler $20 million a year.
Do you know
right?
this? Sorry to just cut you
Yeah.
off. The NBA actually is technically the players. The players are technically employed by the NBA. That's why they can get traded anywhere without disrepute.
Oh, okay, maybe this is a.
But what you're saying still made sense.
Let's go. I'll jump to soccer. Maybe that's a better example.
Go soccer.
So say, Ronaldo's playing in fucking Saudi Arabia. He's
Right.
getting how much is he getting? $1 million a week? Or something?
476 a second or something like
Yeah,
that.
something. Let's say he's getting. Let's just say he's $1 million a week, right?
Right.
If he's not happy with that amount of money, he can just go to another fucking team, another league. It's still in the same sport, but to go to a different organization because there's so many competitive organizations in the game of soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. In MMA, really the only fucking organization, aka team, that people know about is the UFC.
That makes sense.
It's really the only one that pays money. And if you want to be a credible UFC fighter and credible MMA fighter, have people know who you are and fight the best, which is what they want to do. They want to fight the best and have the claim to be the best, which if you're not the UFC champion, no one gives a fuck.
So it's basically the UFC have a complete monopoly on MMA.
Complete monopoly.
Okay, so then they can just do whatever they want.
Essentially.
Oh, that makes sense.
There's a few other organizations there's one called Bellator, which I think is actually about to get bought by another competitor called the PFL, the Professional Fighters League.
Okay.
And they're owned by, who the fuck? They're owned by like Paramount.
Really?
or something. Yeah, and Bellator's owned by Showtime, which is a boxing promotion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. But a lot of the fighters get paid really not that much. Like, if you're making your UFC debut, you're lucky to get 20 to show up and 20 to win. That's another thing too. They have, even for all levels of fighters, even if you're the champion, sometimes not, but almost every fight, there's show money and win money. And it's normally the same figure.
Okay.
So say, even if you're an established fighter, you're in the top 5 of your division, you've maybe got 10 fights in the UFC, you might be getting 80 to 100K to show and 80 to 100K to win.
And how long is that? It's like you fight like every 6 months, right?
Yeah, I mean, an active year is like 3 a year, but I'd say probably on average twice a year. But some fighters might not go, McGregor's hasn't had a fight in fucking over 2 years.
Yeah,
coming up to 2 years.
What's the average length of like for example, the average length of an AFL season is like 2 seasons. If you count everyone that gets delisted in their rookie years.
Say that
and
again,
everything
sorry.
like that. The average AFL player plays for 2 seasons.
Oh, right.
So what's like the UFC?
It just varies so much. Like there's some, because it's a sport where you take damage. So the more damage you take, the shorter your career is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's some fighters like, they look fucking awesome. They're like 10-0, and then they just get knocked out, or they go through like a brutal war and get knocked out, and then they're just never the same. They might fight 3 or 4 more times.
What Ukrainian fighter was that?
Ukrainian.
Yeah, you said they went through a brutal war.
Bro, there's a UFC fighter from Ukraine. He actually follows me on Instagram now.
Oh, really? What is
Yeah, it's called what's the cunt's name? Oh, dude, I love this cunt.
Shout out to our Thai listeners, by the way.
Yeah, we
We've
got
got a
what'd
new
you say?
Thai
We got
fan
6 new Thai
There's
listeners.
6 Thai listeners from Chiang Mai. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Dude, I hope it's just a group of 6 homies who are like, yo, check out this podcast.
All listening together.
Yeah, because it's all one city. They have to know each other.
Yeah, maybe it's like word of mouth or something.
Yeah. Dude, what if we get big in Thailand? Like a
That'd be
Thai
dope,
tour
bro.
coming soon, bro.
Far out.
Live show on Phuket Beach.
Full moon parties.
Full
bro.
moon party. Fuck yeah. That'd be so sick.
Have you been to Southeast Asia?
I went to Thailand, yeah.
How is it?
It's a beautiful country. But when I went, I was like 16 and I went with my parents.
Okay.
So I don't really get to enjoy all the things you want to enjoy Thailand for.
Mm,
I'd be like walking up the street
yeah.
and the girls come to be like, "Oh, sexy boy massage." Sexy boy, I didn't do an accent. Sexy
Yeah.
boy massage.
Yeah.
My mum would grab my hand, she'd be like, "He's a boy."
I don't give a fuck.
It's like, they're younger than me.
They're boys as well. Just with another fucking word in front of it.
Yeah. They're her maths.
Yeah. Maths.
No, but shout out to our Thai listeners. We love you.
Yeah,
You're
shout out
the
to the
best.
maths as well.
Yeah, shout out to the maths. We love everyone, man. We're all accepting.
Yeah, bro. Androgynous. I was walking down the street the other day. I full saw like an androgynous version of me.
In what sense?
They were just like a pretty tall kind of. I couldn't tell if they were a male or a female, like ranger,
Oh, right.
and they had like kind of short back and sides.
that can happen with rangers, man.
Bro, we locked eyes and then kind of looked away, and then we kept looking at each other for like an extended period while we passed each other. It was like, what the fuck? This is like looking in a weird mirror.
Dude, have you ever seen like an old dude that kind of looks like you, and you go like, "Fuck, is that me from the future?" Just coming and checking in. Do you ever have that?
Nah, cause rangers go grey. So I don't really know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get.
Like if
get
I
that.
go grey in my old years, which I think I will,
I want to go grey. I want to be a silver fox, man.
bro, I reckon it's a privilege.
It is. Everyone else loses their
privilege
hair.
going grey.
You get to go grey. You're winning.
No, I'm just saying, like, fuck. A lot of people don't even make it past infancy.
Yeah, that's
Get
true
grey.
as well.
Get that wisdom.
Gone Grey is sick.
Yeah.
Gone Grey is fucking
You be
sick.
salt and pepper. I'll be salt and paprika.
Salt and paprika.
Yeah, baby.
You've thought about that before, haven't you?
Yeah, I already got it. You know what I mean? With the grey and the beard.
Salt and cumin.
I've been growing my beard actually because we're coming into winter. But don't you reckon this winter's been kind of like a pussy winter? Like it hasn't gotten that cold yet.
Yeah, I remember last winter like freezing outside gigs and stuff. This year I've
Yeah.
been pretty alright.
I was doing fucking yoga shirtless in the park today. It was.
Of course you were.
Yeah,
I'm
it was-
I'm
the-
shaving
the
my
sun
beard
was
off
shining.
when I get home.
Shaving it off completely.
Yeah, because I'm gonna regrow it in at the top.
So what? Wait, why don't you just let that part grow?
It'll be uneven, and it'll look like all out of whack. Like it looks dirty.
You got to work on your
Lining up skills.
Yeah, your artistry of your fucking lining up.
Dude, you can buy like a face guard thing that you put on, and then you just shave around it. It's like $30.
Dude, people got no finesse.
I'm retarded. I'm blind.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But other people don't have any fucking finesse.
But other people just pay $35 a week at a barber.
I actually did a fade. See this little fade I got on the side?
Mm-hmm.
I did that myself. Just a beard trimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did.
Not
So I
bad.
did like, I shaved. I just lined it up with the lines corresponding to my ears. Like the shapes of my ears. I just did like maybe like a 3 mil across it. And then I just did a little skin fade in the middle. And then,
Right.
and then outside of the 3, I did a little 5. It's pretty easy. Took maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
That's fair enough.
It was fun. And I feel like when I get a fucking haircut, most of the time the left and the right side are not perfectly even. And I'm a meticulous cunt. And I'll look at myself in the mirror like, did they fucking get it right? They never do. They can't. They can't fucking get it right. Unless
Nah,
it's your head, I believe.
I'm sure with my hairdresser. She knows exactly what I want every
Yeah.
time. But that's like years of build up. I used to go to
But if you really drilled your fucking eyes at your fucking haircut, like you'd be able to see something.
But I reckon after 2 weeks, it ends up looking the same anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
True.
'Cause I don't care. I'm not gonna get a haircut every like 4 weeks. Appointments are like my least favorite thing. Dentist, fucking hairdresser,
Yeah.
doctors. I avoid that shit at all costs.
Fair. I actually don't mind that stuff. I've got
Dude.
I got an osteopath, bro. I told him I did comedy. He's like real keen on it. Like he asked me about it and stuff. Like he's a real nice guy. And he was saying he's got a mate. He's gonna pressure into doing open mics.
Oh yeah.
So I was telling him about fucking St Kilda Cellars. So
Oh,
this-
right.
which is for the listeners of fucking. We talk about this fucking mic every week.
Yeah, we bring it up.
It's
every
just
time.
a fucking open mic we go to. But yeah, he said he was gonna try to get his mate down there.
What a
like
great
next month or
first
something.
gig.
Yeah, I was like, because he's asking about open mics. I'm like, what other ones are there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Right now, they're scarce.
Yeah.
A guy, actually, another creator from Sydney, messaged me. He's like, "Hey man, think about getting into stand up. How do I do it?"
Mm-hmm.
And I just full went into like nerd mode. Like you got to do 6 gigs minimum a week for 5 years, and then you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then do another 5 years. And then I was like, "Fuck, I'm for sure just scaring this guy off." And then I was thinking, I was like, I reckon if someone had explained it like that to me before I started, I would have been very apprehensive to start.
Oh, really?
On like the commitment it takes.
Okay. I remember hearing before I started, I remember listening to Bill Burr talk about like I can't find the fucking clip anymore. He was talking about like what it takes to be successful.
Mm.
And he was saying like you're out, pretty much every fucking night. You don't have a girlfriend. He was just talking about the commitment it takes. And I was like, fuck yeah. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For me, it was like my 4th or 5th gig. I met Dan Rosario,
Mm-hmm.
and straight away he just was going full Dan, and was like, "You need to be horny for gigs. You need to want gigs more than you want to fuck, more than you want money,
It's
more than you want
true.
this, more than you want that.
It's true.
You need to do 14 a week." I was like, "Fuck, okay." And then that was like, I was like, "Ah, fuck it, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it." And then I stuck around. Like so many people, you see them for 3 months, and they drop off.
Or even less. the worst is like people you see once every 6 months. It's like, what are you doing?
Those are
bro?
the worst people.
It's like, what are you doing?
And they're like, I haven't seen you. It's like, yeah, you haven't fucking come around. Cunt. Like, I remember when I first started, like no one gives you the time of day at the start, and I was like, fuck, everyone's so mean.
Mm.
And then when I got it like a year in, I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna put time to talking to this cunt because he's never gonna come again.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna see him again.
I still try to introduce myself. I still try to make myself introduce and be nice and like have a chat. But yeah, sometimes it's just like,
I try to do that, but then like they're like, so how do you crowd work? I was like, bro, I don't fucking know. like,
oh, true. No, I just try to be honest.
yeah. I just
Most of the time, I'm not even talking about comedy. I'm fucking preaching to cunts about health.
I know.
I'm fucking talking to someone's ear off about butter.
I know. It's called this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, I've been getting into watching fucking. There's this scientist / preacher called Kent Hovind,
yeah.
I think. Bro, this guy's full trying to prove the Bible's creation story correct based on science.
How's he going?
Dude, it's pretty. The cut's pretty fucking interesting. I'm leaning towards the Earth's 6,000 years old.
Dude, I think you're like me in the sense that I believed flat Earth for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
I watched one YouTube video that was like 6 minutes.
yeah.
And I was like, this is irrefutable evidence. Definitely.
Bro, some of this shit is like.
Then I told my mum, and mom's like, you're retarded. And I was like, yeah, she's right. I believe I believe any conspiracy theory. if I read about it
What
once.
made you believe flat Earth for 5 minutes?
I just want to believe stuff.
Yeah,
I watch stuff and I'm like, for sure. Definitely.
but this is more like the guy presents the argument as like more of like a polarity thing. So you're either creationist or you're fucking believe in the Big Bang.
What's the explanation for dinosaurs then? If they're 6,000 years old?
He thinks his explanation for that is that dragons are in every culture. So if there's like cave paintings and shit of dragons in every fucking culture throughout the whole world. That's his explanation for it. And then I was looking up, he was talking about carbon dating, which is like the big explanation you hear for like why a fucking tree fossil is 10 million years old. You know what I mean? You go, oh, why is that? They say carbon dating. I never questioned it. Have you ever questioned carbon dating?
No.
I never fucking have. I'm like, oh, okay. So I Googled it. It's actually pretty inaccurate. And there was like quotes from scientists saying that if a carbon date, proves what they want to prove, they'll put it in a book. If it doesn't, they'll just disregard it. And basically what carbon dating is, so every organism processes carbon. It's like called carbon-14 or something. And when you die, your body stops processing carbon and the carbon starts decaying in the organism's body, right? So what they do is they work out the half-life of the carbon in the body as it's decaying. So say there's 100 grams of carbon in this organism sample. The time it takes to get to 50 grams, that's the calculation they do. Does that make sense?
Kind of. I'm following.
So say they take say they get a mammoth fucking tusk, right? So they calculate, they take the sample, and then however much carbon is left, they do this equation, and then they try to work out how old it is based off that. But the thing is, they're assuming that the atmosphere is the same now as it was 10 million years ago.
Right.
Which we can't
Prove.
And this Ken Hovind guy, he's saying that they've extracted oxygen out of fossils of like ancient mosquitoes, and the ancient air has way more oxygen than we currently do. So we currently have.
So what does that mean though? That if they have more, what does it mean for like life?
Well, it basically means that there was dinosaurs could have been you needed less oxygen to live,
Right.
right? So say another thing he was saying was that we look at these dinosaurs from back in the day and they got these small nostrils but these dinosaurs are fucking huge. You go, how the fuck could they have lived if they were only processing oxygen through these tiny nostrils? And the explanation that he gives with this evidence is that because there was more oxygen in the air, 4,000, 5,000, this is what he's saying, years ago, that could have supported dinosaur life, essentially. So and it's pretty simple what he says. He says the world was created 6,000 years ago. There was a flood 4,400 years ago, which I believe that there was a fucking flood because there's flood myths in every culture across the world. Every single fucking culture.
Yeah.
Even indigenous culture. You know what I mean? Like Australia.
It is weird, like those cave paintings and stuff like that. Like every culture's got like aliens. Like what we imagine aliens to look like has like cave paintings of that.
Yeah.
Everyone's got dragons.
Yeah.
Everyone's got like giants. And it's really weird. It's like, where are they fucking walking around? Do you know what also fucks with me, which I thought of? I don't know if there's any credibility to this at all.
Mm.
I was watching a video about like what would happen to the Earth if humans ceased to exist.
Right.
And after like 8 million years, it's just like vines and shit.
Yeah.
And there's no evidence humans ever existed apart from like the last little bits of plastic breaking down into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, fuck, it's possible, unlikely, but possible that we've already lived like full, like through the bronze, stone, gold age into like vast technology, maybe better than technology we have now once, and then fucked it up with where it was like nuclear war or whatever,
Right.
and started again from scratch.
As humans or like as a different life?
Either
form
or.
that we are now. I don't know, man. I'm starting to get convinced by this creation shit. And then also just the idea of this is definitely gets into like conspiracy theory and people think you're fucking crazy for believing it. But basically, again, what this fucking Ken Howard guy is saying, which I'm still processing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's saying that when they started teaching, basically, when so Russia, there was like that Cold War, Russia versus America. Russia actually beat America into space in 1953 when they got a guy into space, right?
I've heard this theory actually.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So then America was like, oh, what the fuck? We have to become better at science. So then I can't remember the president at the time, but in like the early 60s, the president at the time, he put $1 billion.
Reagan?
Huh?
Was it Reagan?
Nah, Reagan was like 90s.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember which fucking president. So this president put $1 billion into the school system to teach evolution, right? And then what evolution basically does, or the teaching of it, is it discredits religion, right? Be it, in America, the Judeo-Christian, mostly Christianity. There's Mormons and other shit like that. Mormons are Christians anyways. So basically discredited that, and then you're taking away, a belief system and replacing it with another one, which is instead of you're created by God, and here's all these rules that you should live by. You know what I mean? Like no sex before marriage, don't commit adultery, don't lie, don't steal, don't fucking kill people. These commandments and a bunch of other laws in the Bible. And then you're replacing it with like you're an animal, essentially. Like you're an animal and there's not really that many consequences to your actions, And then he makes these correlations between when America started teaching evolution in the school system and all these bad statistics, like STDs going up, children happening out of wedlock going up, murders, crime, all this shit. Which I don't know if there's a direct correlation, Maybe it's true. I mean, there's so much shit going on in that time, you know?
Yeah. But
It's just
there's
fucking interesting.
There's so much evidence for evolution, and it's extremely hard to disprove.
But this guy is like poking holes. Oh yeah, and then so the rest of the theory is that in the Bible it says that one day man is gonna step on the devil, basically crush the devil, right? So what the devil wants to do, the devil wants to wipe out humanity, so that he can live on the earth, right? So you wipe out humanity by killing everyone. So this Kent Hovind guy, he points out all these quotes from like Bill Clinton and all these people in the UN talking about reducing the population, essentially.
Yeah.
Reducing the population to like from 6 to 7 billion to half a billion. Which, how do you do that? You have to fucking murder people.
Yeah. It'd be great for the economy, but no traffic. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, that's a Bill Burr bit, for one.
Yeah.
And
he's right.
Yeah, but have you seen Our Children of Men?
No.
It's a movie about, it's from 2006. It's a movie about humanity basically becoming infertile. So humanity becomes infertile for 20 years and the world just starts collapsing.
Okay, that's a movie.
No, but it's
It's a
true.
piece of fiction.
It's true, but people hanging out with kids gives you hope, and it humbles you. And it's like holy, like you see kids, you're like, they're the future. You know
I
what
don't
I
know,
mean?
dude. I was at Flinders Street Station yesterday watching people with kids interact.
Yeah,
It's like a sad, boring life. It was just these two mums
yeah,
watching their kids play with like a footy on the fucking Flinders Street Station.
that's awesome.
But then, like, one mum's looking at the other mum going, like, yeah, apparently the teacher says he's got the best motor skills in the class. Like, he was the only one that took a step back when running up to kick the soccer ball, so he's pretty advanced. And it's like...
That could be fucking Mbappe one day, right?
It could be Mbappe one day, but it's like, people with kids just become that. And it's like, is it really...
No,
'cause
that's mums.
That's what women brain does.
Yeah,
But,
bro.
okay, you're saying kids are hope.
Yeah.
For what? Hope of what?
The next generation.
The next generation of what?
People.
Okay,
Humanity.
what's so good about people?
I don't know. We're us, bro. We're us. There's another thing too. This Ken Hover guy points out is that evolutionists cite humanity as a cancer,
Yeah.
like on the earth.
Yeah, it is a cancer to the earth. The earth is like, fuck these
But we're
cunts.
not, bro. We're not.
What do you mean we're fucking up the earth consistently?
Nah, I don't know if
We're-
I believe that.
We are to the earth what Lukaku was to Inter Milan in the final.
I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't know if I believe that. Like that overpopulation thing.
Dude, we've been fucking up the earth since we started inventing factories and shit. Climate's gone up. All that shit. Apparently... What? What are you laughing at?
Just the way you said that. Climate's going up and all that other shit.
Oh, you've been talking about creation theory for 20 minutes. I say climate's going up.
Bro, who talks about creation theory? No one talks about that. And the science of
Because
it?
it's wrong. It's incorrect.
How do you know it's wrong?
Because evolution's been proven over and over again to be
By
correct.
what? What evidence do you have?
I don't personally have evidence myself. You're quoting one guy. I'm sure we
No,
Googled
but
it.
he's talking about... He's going through dot point by dot point, fucking disproven shit.
Dot point by dot point.
Another thing, he said, so the magnetic, the Earth has a magnetic field, right?
Mm.
Which emits like a fucking force. We've lost 10%, I think it's 10% of the magnetic field in the last 150 years. Right?
Mm. Yeah, I'm listening.
So if we go backwards, that means that the magnetic field used to be stronger. It can't have ever been that strong. And also the Earth spins at a certain rate and it's slowing down. It's slowing down. I can't remember by how much.
Can I ask you, in all this
Yeah.
research, have you searched up evidence for creation theory being incorrect, and read the reverse points.
No,
You got to
because-
read. You got to read both sides.
I've been taught it my whole life. They teach you. I even went to a Catholic school. They didn't teach any science of creationism. They just taught science of evolution. Have you thought about that?
I don't remember ever learning evolution at school. I went to a Catholic school
Really?
as well. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I don't remember.
I remember getting taught more than that.
Dude,
Yeah.
the only thing we were taught at school was World War II and the Stolen Generation. That was it.
You got taught more than that, bro.
Pardon?
You got taught more than that.
That's all I really remember.
Nah, most learned stuff is subconscious. It becomes you, and you can't even pinpoint where the fuck you pick stuff up. You know what I mean? Like that sentence I just said. That's a bunch of English words that were you hear fucking words before you come out of the womb.
Mm.
You can hear words while you're in your mother's belly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the point you're trying to
So I'm saying that most shit you know, you don't remember learning. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, so everything's learned.
Yeah, but it's like there's this, you get indoctrinated with whatever the fuck it is. If it's religion or science or whatever, you're receiving indoctrination. Learning is indoctrination.
Yeah, I'm a believer of that.
So it's hard to go back and go, what have I learned in school? Like you just named 2 things. Come on, bro. You learned more than fucking 2 things at school.
Those are the 2 things I remember. Obviously, you learned like.
There you go.
fucking-
Remember, that doesn't really matter if you remember learning them. You've learnt heaps of shit at school.
I don't know what else there. Fucking exoskeleton, English.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 main ones I remember we did like every year.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, what I'm talking about, creationism, is actually now going against the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bringing it up to you. You think I'm fucking a retard.
I do.
For even bringing
Yeah,
it up.
I do, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's been proven incorrect.
By what?
There's so much evidence
What
of the
other
Earth
evidence?
being 4.6 million years old, however it is.
What other evidence?
I can't cite the evidence right now. I'm not in the
But why do you believe it?
Shit. Because I know I've read it in the past and gone, yeah.
So you did learn shit.
This
you
wasn't at
just
school.
said you fucking learned shit.
This wasn't at school. This is my own research.
Well, doesn't matter. You still learnt it. And that's still the main narrative.
Dude,
in this current secular society of secular 2023 Australia.
what are your thoughts on reptilians?
I don't really know anything about that. So I don't know if I can speak on it.
That's the real theory. That's the one I hope is true.
You reckon? So what's that?
The one I believe is true is evolution. The one I hope is true is reptilians, which is basically that Earth is controlled by a secret society of reptilian shape-shifting lizards
Yeah.
that enslave humanity through socialism.
Did Alex Jones...
That guy's a retard.
No, I will say, you know how he said the turn of the frog's gay?
No.
Have you heard him say that? He's been saying that for like 10 years.
Right.
The turn of the frog's gay. Like with the water. They found, I followed this page on Instagram called the Van Man company. They put out this, toothpaste alternative products is like their main thing.
Right.
So instead of brushing with toothpaste, you brush with like charcoal and shit like that. Italians are supposed to fucking, and in the Mediterranean, it's supposed to be big, like back in the day.
Okay.
Anyways, they were saying they found this like chemical in water that feminizes frogs. Like it's been proven.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So it's been proven. And there's a lot of other times it's been proven right. Alex Jones, like about what was that fucking owl society? Did you see that? It's called Bohemian Grove. Have you heard of Bohemian Grove?
Nah.
Bro, I think in maybe the late 90s, Alex Jones infiltrated this festival with like all these super, powerful men, and they meet in this fucking forest in, I think it's Southern California. And they they get this owl, right? And they like light it on fire. They stand across a lake from it and like chant to it. There's footage of this on the internet.
Okay.
And he proved-
what's the theory there?
Well, it's just that these world leaders are getting together, fucking doing weird shit. Like, why the fuck are they getting together, like worshipping an owl?
Yeah, they do.
Isn't that a
all
bit weird?
There's rumors of the pedophilia sex ring.
I believe it to be true. I believe that they're people they're without God, or they just choose. Maybe they do believe God's true, and God is real, and they just choose to be of the devil because the devil, like, is more about short-term pleasure. You know what I mean?
I believe people believe in God just because they feel they just need to know there's something else. I think on some deep subconscious level, people just scared of going like, "This is it. I just live and die, and then I become fodder for the earth."
But why do you think people feel like that?
Because it's an intrinsic human thing to.
But why do you think it's intrinsic?
What do you mean? Well, I think it's intrinsic.
Why do you think it's within people to want to feel that?
I don't know.
Don't you think there's a reason, biological reason?
I'm sure if you research and talk to people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about.
But like, I'm starting to find God again. I feel better.
Why?
It's just like, I'm like, fuck.
Is it easier to believe that there's a man in the sky who has a plan for me and I'm not just fucking stumbling around, hopefully going to work it out?
Yeah, and also that, you know...
Yeah, exactly. That's like...
Yeah.
That's why people want to believe it, because it's
But
easier to
if
have
something, but if
trust.
something makes you feel good, and it's like, oh, I'm actually a better person to the people around me. Like, I'm actually a better member of the
People
community.
aren't always a better person to people around them believe in religion.
Most of the
A
time,
lot of... Dude, I've spoken to a
most
lot of...
charitable organizations are religious.
I don't believe in charities at all.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're all
What
scams.
about like Salvos?
And they're all scams.
Salvos?
Yeah. They're all scams.
Salvos does some good, like, for the homeless people and shit like that.
They're all definitely scams.
But they do good in, like, the individual members of community.
Dude, if you run a fucking not-for-profit...
Yeah. What about Fred Hollows? Didn't he, like, restore eyesight to fucking heaps of people?
I haven't heard anything about it.
That's a charity.
Where the fuck's my eyesight? But if you're running a not-for-profit...
Yeah.
If you're running a not-for-profit... If I was running a not-for-profit...
Right.
Eventually, because it's innate, everyone has that greed, you're going to be like, fuck, I could just start paying myself a bunch of extra money and just not record it as a profit. Fuck giving the kids in Africa this money.
Right.
I'm sure that's what's happening, because it's like, supposedly so many people... You said it fucking takes $2 a day to feed this fucking cunt.
Yeah.
And people are donating
But-
millions of dollars.
But I would argue, isn't that person then going against the teachings of God? Because they're stealing. They're being greedy.
Are people going against the teachings of God when they are overbearing on their kids and they don't let their kids have a fucking personality? If they do anything that doesn't honor God, however they view God in their own eyes, and the kid ends up being fucking depressed. You can't even kill yourself in fucking Catholicism.
Yeah.
You kill yourself, you don't get into heaven. That's fucked up.
Yeah, you're committing violence.
But God let you get to the point where you
Right.
felt the only option was I need to take my own life, and then, oh, you know what? Fuck you. You can't come in.
Look, I don't know. I'm not learned on that question about the faith. So I don't know. I don't know about that. But I'll try to find an answer.
I was raised
Right.
Catholic, and I
Yeah.
don't like it. I walked away at... I didn't like it from I was in grade prep. My mum made me do like Catholic studies at my school.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated it because everyone else got free time on the computers and I had to go to this fucking Catholic class and read comic books about Jesus.
Mm.
And I remember I didn't want to do it from then because I was like, even as like a 6-year-old, I knew like this is fucking dumb.
Right.
And I asked my mum to take me out of it and she's like, no, I got to keep you in it to make Nonna happy. And I hated it from then. I hated it from then.
Maybe you're just learning. I don't know. Maybe you just got like a rebellious spirit, or because I remember not liking it quite early on as well, but now I've sort of come back into it the last few years.
I don't know, dude. Not for me. I think personally think it's bullshit.
Fair enough. I don't. I just like talking about it because it's,
Yeah.
especially this creation shit is so. I just find it so compelling.
That's fair enough. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna look into it like probably tomorrow because I'm not doing shit.
I'll send you
See what
the
you're talking-
seminar I've been watching.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
send it to
And
me.
the guy's fucking Interesting character as well. I think he fucking most of his talks and stuff on the internet is from like the 90s and the early 2000s because I think he believes in not paying taxes. So I think
I also believe in not paying
I
taxes.
think he went to jail for a while. He's probably like 70 now, but yeah, I don't know.
I that's the cause I can get behind, not paying taxes.
There you go.
I can get behind that. You know what? This guy, yeah, creation theory is true, actually. I like this guy. This guy's cool.
It's interesting shit.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, fuck. I'll definitely look it up. I've been
Yeah.
listening to psychology podcasts recently. I'm trying to understand the subconscious mind.
Okay, I'll fucking listen to something about that this week as well. They're talking about programming your subconscious mind to better receive ideas from universal consciousness.
Right.
So you basically basically boiled down to thinking positive.
Yeah. I actually learned a way to combat my anxiety this week.
How was that?
Because my inner monologue is basically like a comically abusive dad from like a 60s movie.
Okay.
That's like, you're a fucking idiot. You'll never amount to anything. To the point where, like, if my subconscious mind
right.
was a character in a movie, it'd be like, this guy's cheesy. This guy's just an archetype.
Right.
And I used to try and combat that by being like, no, subconscious voice, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I deserve all this.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't working. And I thought, fuck, my subconscious mind's being a fucking arsehole. I'm just going to be an arsehole back to it. So my subconscious mind is like, you're never going to...
This sounds cooked, bro. This sounds fucking cooked.
When my subconscious mind's like, you're never going to succeed. All your dreams are fucking dumb. Why
Yeah.
do you think you can do it? I would come back with like, bro, you're the fucking retard. Look at everything I've done till now. You're actually a fuck... Do you know how much fucking egg you're going to have on your face when I make it? You're going to be like, fuck, I was an idiot for not believing. This is probably super unhealthy, just having this angry
It is, bro. It is.
conversation.
It is.
But then from that, I got to this point where I was like, oh, on some level, I believe both these things.
Right.
I believe that A, I am good enough, and B, that I'm not good enough
Right.
on some fucked up level. And I know where the I'm good enough comes from. It's because there's evidence of it. I've proved it to myself consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the I'm not good enough comes from.
Yeah, that's doubt.
So yeah, I'm trying to find where the doubt comes from.
Right.
So that's what I'm going into right now. And I've been listening to like podcasts about understanding the subconscious mind. There's this book I want to read. It's called like The King, the Jester. Oh, so there's like 4 personality types and everyone falls into one. Like it's like your innate spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to read that and like figure out which one I am. And then it kind of sets you on like what your life path is just by, it's like innate. It's like you're born with
Sounds
it.
like astrology. Sounds like astrology for dudes, bro.
Is that not what philosophy is? Like, is
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius Meditations not just girls looking up their horoscope?
I don't really know about. I think you're more fucking knowledgeable on like that type of shit.
Yeah. Because
So I don't really know what the fucking
in pop
meditations
culture, everyone's comparing the astrology girl to the finance bro.
are. Right?
But I reckon the astrology girl has to be compared to the philosopher bro.
Yeah.
Because philosophy really
Yeah.
was just like Seneca going like, yeah, I'm the first person to think this. I'm the best.
Well, I can't remember where the fuck I heard this, but like, I think I heard Carl Sagan maybe talking about it, or Alan Watts basically saying,
Alan Watts is the goat. I fucking
Yeah.
love that guy.
like, when you're trying to describe yourself, words are actually a very shitty way to work something out.
Right.
You think about how limited words are to like describe an experience. Like you see a fucking footballer like Jack Grealish won the Champions League the other day. See, you can just feel the emotions going.
Yeah, he couldn't articulate what he was feeling.
Yeah, they went up. Well, how you feeling? He's not like a fucking eloquent type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the cunt's a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
He's born to. You seen his calves? That's where he's fucking.
Calves are fucking insane.
That's where his
Calves are
genetics
insane.
are.
Yeah.
He's a fucking freak athlete. Coordination, like his reflexes must be off the fucking chart.
He's
compared
made
to-
for that.
He's made for fucking football. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So to ask him to sum it up is like, just look at the cunt and watch the moment. You know what I mean? So I think to describe yourself or fit yourself without knowing anything about these fucking categories, 4 categories,
Yeah.
it just seems kind of like.
Well, that's what I want to read about it.
Okay.
I'm not going into it like this is definitely true. Which one am I?
Yeah, right.
But then also, oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Also, I've noticed I get into like philosophy and shit like that the same way when I'm feeling down, which is I feel like the same way girls get into astrology. Like their relationship's bad, then they go on fucking lovecalculator.org and go Pisces and Taurus. How compatible are they? It's like, you know Alan Watts' story of the Chinese farmer? Which
Is that where it's like, yeah, fucking
every time, every episode?
fucking serious. Yeah, dude. Every like 20th Joe Rogan fucking guest talk about that fucking story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro.
Fuck, I don't listen to a lot of Joe Rogans. But,
No, I've just seen clips of it.
dude, you would be the best Joe Rogan guest.
Probably.
You and him would get along like a fucking house
Yeah.
on fire.
Dude, he's had such a positive effect on my life. I basically started doing comedy because of him, through him,
Yeah.
and I started doing yoga through him as well. Which is like two great things that have really helped me in life. Like
That's
starting
great,
doing
bro.
both of those and staying consistent.
He's a good role model in the sense of personal health.
Yeah, just like, you know, thriving
Yeah.
and going for something. You know what I
Definitely.
mean?
But the point I was going to make about the Chinese farmer, basically
Yeah.
that story for the listeners who don't know it, is there's a Chinese farmer. He has a bunch of horses. A horse gets out. All the neighbors come around and go, fuck, that sucks. He goes, maybe. And
Can
then-
I be the farmer in the story? Can I
Alright.
can I quite the farmer?
Okay.
So you keep telling it.
So the farmer sends his horse. So the horse. What are you doing?
I'm acting as a farmer.
Oh, okay. Shall I start again?
Yeah, okay.
All right. So the story of the Chinese farmer.
Okay.
A horse gets loose. All the neighbors come around and go, that's annoying. The farmer goes,
Maybe.
oh, maybe.
Oh yeah, true.
Maybe.
Maybe. This is the new retelling of this fucking story. Yeah, keep going, keep going.
The horse is very dishonorable. Okay, and then the next day, the horse comes back with 15 other wild horses. The neighbors come around and go, fuck, that's sick. The farmer goes,
Who is to say if that is sick?
the next day, the farmer's son is trying to tame one of the wild horses. The horse throws him off, breaks his leg. The neighbors come around and go, fuck, that sucks about your son's leg. The farmer goes,
Son is stupid, but maybe not bad, maybe not good. Okay, go.
the next day, the conscription officers come around to recruit the son for the army. And then, and they don't take him because he's got the broken leg. And all the neighbors come around. They go, "Oh, very good, son. No go to army." And the farmer goes,
Some stupidity save him, but it may kill him. Let's see. Oh fuck!
"Fuck, I forgot the point I was trying to make when I started." Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when life's going good,
yeah.
I'm like, that story's the best. That story's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
And when shit's going bad, I'll be like, fuck, that story's gay. Fucking maybe. Fuck off.
Yeah, true.
It's so much easier to be positive when things are going well. It's just the point I was trying to make.
And it's easy to be negative when things are going bad.
Exactly.
Those are set modes, defaults.
Exactly.
You know, and it's actually
It's the spectrum of emotions.
the human brain is actually more programmed towards negativity.
Really?
You're actually, because we are. You think about what is our brain fucking geared towards, right? What's priority number one for us? Survive,
Yes.
right? How the fuck do you? There's a saying in the Tour de France. You can't win the race in, the race is, the Tour de France is 30 days. You can't win it in one day, but you can fucking lose it in a day. You know what I mean? You can crash, you can fuck up.
Yep.
That's life. Human, you can't prolong the fucking species of humanity in one day, but you can die in one fucking day.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So for survival, the majority of our biology is geared towards survival. So survival's geared toward negativity. Where are the threats?
Oh, okay. So it's evolutionary.
Well, this is the education that I've received based on evolution. You know what I mean?
It's an innate thing. It's
Yeah.
it's down to your species.
Yeah.
It's like the other day there was a bird trapped in the fireplace in my house.
Mhm.
My dog was going insane trying to get it. My dog's like a cute little fucking fluffy puppy.
Mm.
All he wants is to sit in your lap and just have you scrub his belly. So placid.
Mm.
I tried to pick him away from the fireplace. Fucking went back and grabbed me and bit me. Sorry,
Right.
like hard. Because that was his fucking instinct. He was trying to hunt that fucking bird.
Ah.
And then I disturbed his instinct, which is to get the fucking bird.
Yeah.
So, in his mind, it wasn't like, this is my owner, I better be nice. He's like, fuck you.
this cunt. I want to
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm hunting.
Yeah. So that's like the negativity for us. It's like an innate.
Mm. And I remember hearing, I read this book called Buddha's Brain, like the science of neuroscience of Buddhism, and they were saying that if you have one negative interaction with someone, it takes like 4 or 5 positive ones to override the effects of the negative one.
I believe that too.
Which is fucking true. I've actually noticed it. I'm like, okay, it's like very true.
I've been really making an effort recently. Like, if someone annoys me on the first time in, they'd be like, they're probably having a bad day.
Give them a second chance.
Yeah, give them
or
benefit of the doubt.
8th chance. You know what I mean? Sometimes people need that.
There's a quote, I think it might be Seneca.
I don't know, bro.
Be disciplined with yourself and lenient on others.
What does that mean?
It's basically like, be strict with yourself.
Mm.
So if you're doing something that a shit cunt would do, if you're pulling off a cocksucker move, you got to catch yourself.
Mm.
But if someone else pulls off a cocksucker move to you,
Mm.
you got to be like, maybe they were. What's a better example? If I cut someone off on the freeway,
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck, that was a shit thing to do. I need to be more aware of what I'm doing when I'm driving. If someone else cuts you off, it's more likely it was incompetence than malice, basically.
Mm.
So it's like, assume that they did it as an accident.
And even if it was malice, why are they committing a malicious act?
Yeah,
They probably had a shit life.
exactly.
You know what I mean? They've probably had a combative, tough life. Maybe they're affected by drugs. Maybe they've been fucking, abused in certain ways, But it's tough, man. It's actually one of the hardest fucking things to do is to be nice to people who are not nice to you. It's one of life's greatest challenges. And it's very rewarding when you can do it,
I struggle with it. You hang out with me. You know how I am. I'm like,
Everyone
that
struggles
cunt
with
fucking
it.
Sucks.
Everyone struggles with it.
Yeah, it's
Who
tough.
doesn't struggle with it? You know what I mean? It's tough.
I was being a dick to some new comic on the weekend.
Yeah.
On Monday, I did a new room in St Kilda.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a new comic there. I'll tell you who it was after. I won't say his name.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, oh, do you have any other gig after this? And I was like, yeah, I got Footscray. And he's like, Footscray, how do you get that? This Footscray gig, for the listeners, is not a great gig. The guy who runs it's the fucking man. I love Trent.
Great guy.
I love Trent, but the room's
Yeah.
not the best. And all I had to do was just answer
Mm.
and be like, message Trent. He'll put you on.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know, man. It's a pretty tough gig to get. You think you're ready? You think you're ready?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, is it like a good gig? I'm like, it's up there. And then,
Do you think you were just trying to amuse yourself?
yeah, I was trying to amuse myself. It wasn't malicious.
Do you know what this fucking Ken Hover guy said? Going back to the creation guy. So in English, if you put a in front of a word, it means the opposite. So theist, right, means you believe in God. Atheist means you don't believe in God. Muse, the word muse means to think.
Right.
Amuse means to not think.
Okay.
So if you're amused by someone, they're taking you out of thinking for a bit and allowing you to laugh
Yeah. Okay.
or just enjoy something. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't fucking with this kid because I don't like him. It was just because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And then Henry Yan was there, also going to Footscray after.
Right.
Henry Yan won Raw comedy,
Yeah.
so I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, man, Henry had to win Raw to get on at this gig.
You cocksucker, bro. You cocksucker. Oh my
And
god.
then he's like, oh, so how do I get on? He's like, who runs it? I'm like, it's this guy Trent Mahone.
You fucked up his name, bro.
Trent Mahon?
Yeah.
Sorry, Trent. I love you. Trent, I love you. You're the man. Dude, Trent's the man. He was saying some really nice things to me on Thursday.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Fucking great guy.
He's a great guy.
And I'm like, I'm pretty tight with him. Maybe I could get him to throw you a bone. Maybe I could get him to throw you a bone. And then I was leaving to fucking go to the Footscray, and I was like, I should tell this guy, just message Trent. You'll definitely get a spot.
Yeah.
It's an alright gig.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm going to let him just find out on his own. Because even though I'm not going to be there, it's going to be so funny when he finally does the gig. And it's just this run-down fucking pub. No one's there.
Yeah.
That's going to be hilarious.
Well, there you go. Maybe you can connect with him over that once next time you see him, hopefully he's done the gig.
Yeah.
And then you can ask him, and then you could let him know that you were doing an elaborate ruse.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so fun. Having inside jokes with yourself is so funny. I do it all the time.
I don't know if I do it.
Dude, I do it all the time.
I kind of feel bad. I'm more just like the way I'm a dick is I'm just like aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just conversationally aggressive. That's my big transgression, I think. Or what do you think?
I think the difference between us,
Yeah.
if you disagree with someone,
Yeah.
you'll be like, you're a fucking retard. Is that what you think?
true. Yeah.
If I disagree with that, I'll be like, yeah, I've never thought of it that way. Tell
Yeah,
me more.
you let them keep thinking it.
Yeah, yeah.
I berate them into fucking trying to get them to think my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll leave the conversation going, dude, like, think about it. Research it more.
Yeah.
I'll leave going like, dude, I'm glad we had this talk.
But,
I feel very
then
enlightened.
but then I'll fucking like I was in the shower today going like thinking about how the other day I was telling people like the benefits of cold showers and also not masturbating,
Yeah.
and most of them weren't keen on what
Yeah.
I was saying. And I was just like, that's why you got a fucking mediocre mentality. That's why you got a mediocre physique. Like that's what I'm fucking thinking,
You
bro.
you get so mean. You get so
I know
mean.
because like I don't know, especially to men. I feel like I'm really not I'm not mean to women at all. Because I know it's just
Because in your mind, women are inferior, so they don't need
no,
to be
it's
held
not
to as
that,
high
no,
a
it's
standard.
also like
That's crazy you think that, man. I wouldn't just come out and say that like that if I were you. That
Well-
women are inferior? That's crazy you believe that.
well, it's actually very impressive that you just got what I completely meant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was very impressive.
I understand you, bro.
But no, women is just like I find women react way like better just to positivity. You know what I mean? And I think men a lot of time we actually react better to negativity in terms of constructive criticism, like honest constructive criticism. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, dude, I remember I was hanging out with a chick like 2 years ago, and she told me like my legs, like my quads weren't that good, and that stuck with me. And now my quads I've worked on them heaps, and they're way better.
I think there's truth to what you're saying. Men work off negativity more.
I think so.
Like, if you compliment on my hair,
Mm.
I'll be like, yeah, my hair is sick, and just leave it.
Yeah,
If you go, bro, what the fuck's up with your hair?
yeah, you fucked
I'm
it
like,
up today.
Oh, shit, fuck, I better fix it.
Yeah, and if you go on like a sports page, right? Say a sports Instagram post. What's sport? 98% dude fans.
Yeah.
Right. Men who are fans. Fans who are what the fuck? It's male, right?
Yeah.
Most of the shit is negative. Most of the shit is negative, and you how many fucking interviews you seen with a top level player going, the fucking criticism motivated me, just made me want it more. How many
Very
times do you
true.
hear that? You go to some fucking, I don't know, beauty post or whatever the fuck chicks do, makeup. It's all fucking positive.
Yeah.
So, babe, you look great. You know what I mean? And that makes them feel better, and that makes them thrive more.
I get motivated like that. I think it's very unhealthy the way I get motivated. Dude, when I think like, if I ever want to give up, I think about like, I remember that guy that wronged me when I was 16. Imagine how he's going to feel when I fucking make it and I'm rich and famous and he's looking like, fuck, should have been nicer to this cunt. That's what I say in my head. When the reality of it, he's going to be like, oh, I remember Anthony. That's cool. And just move on with his fucking life.
Or never even think about you.
Or
ever.
never even know that's what happened. But I have to motivate myself like that. I can't be like, do it for you. Do it for fucking, because you deserve it.
I'm negative, but about like myself. Like if I notice I'm slipping or lapsing in certain areas, I just tell myself I'm being fucking mediocre.
Yeah.
And the idea of being mediocre to me is so disgusting.
I get that too.
The idea of being mediocre is fucking repulses me. That I could look in the mirror and say, I'm looking at a fucking mediocre cunt right now. Just makes me fucking disgusted. And it jumps me into action.
And you also, you appreciate harsh criticism. I appreciate harsh criticism too. Like I hate.
No, I really respect that about you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
That you fucking just tell it how it is as well.
Oh, thanks, bro.
You know?
I told my boss this when I was like new. I was like, hey man, if I fuck something up, just be like, this was shit. This is why it's shit. This is how to make it not shit. And I'll do it. I don't need so you did this really well, but this could do some work. This is why I hated my acting class so much. Because everything was positive reinforcement. And it's like, no, I just watched it back. It was shit. I know it's shit. Tell me how to make it better. I think it's like a waste of time. Like, bro, harsh realities hurt more than harsh criticism.
It is, yeah. It's lying.
Yeah.
Lying.
Like fucking on Thursday when I fucking bombed at Footscray, and that guy told you had a great set, and he came up to me and he's like, yeah, you were good too.
Yeah.
Say nothing, cunt.
Yeah.
I know I sucked. I was the one on stage. I was well aware of it.
Yeah.
I know you did well.
It's almost like an insult that it's like, how non-self-aware do you fucking think I am?
You thought you had to spare my feelings? Like, you really thought I was going to be like, yeah, I was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, I fucking ate it. Camera's done.
Camera's done. How much time are we doing? Oh, we've done an hour anyways.
Okay.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up there.
It's been a good podcast. I reckon we'll wrap it up there, bro.
Wrap it up there? Alright, yeah. Fucking stop being mediocre, cunts. Harsh criticism hurts less than harsh outcomes.
And for those who are interested, Google or YouTube Kent Hovind. So it's Kent's first name, and then Hovind, Hovind. It's just interesting shit hearing someone, try to prove the Bible right. Have you ever, it's fucking interesting.
And shout out to the city of Chiang Mai in Thailand.
Yeah.
I love you. Dude, do you know how happy I'll be if I see all 6 of them listen to this episode? I'll be over the moon.
Oh my God.
I'll be so
Return
happy.
customers?
Yeah, return customers, nothing better.
They're not even they're fucking our family.
They are. They're the homies. They are the
Fucking
fucking homies. All right.
Thanks, guys.
We'll wrap it. Here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you.
My Negro.